going on, Jerome's? So the first week of Minnesota Vikings OTAs is in the books, and all the questions are, how's the rookies? How are the rookies looking? How's JJ McCarthy looking? How about Dallas Turner? How about Kyrie Jackson? Blah, blah, blah. And there's not much to go on, right? So either way, they're not Hall of Fame, and also they're not a bust as of yet. But if you think about it, so the guys have had 1 week of OTAs with the full team. They had rookie minicamp. So they've really only had like 6 practices. So it's really tough to say, and there isn't any separation in terms of the depth chart as of yet, because we're not the crooked Chicago Bears and just crowning Caleb Williams as a starter. It's like, oh, he's a starter. Nah. Got to earn it, bro. Got to work your way up, and even if it's a sham. So So should the number 1 overall pick come in and compete with like a journeyman jabroni backup? Yes. Or Tyson Bagent. You got to beat out Tyson Bagent. All right, but JJ McCarthy has been working with the threes, doing some good things. Dallas Turner's gonna be so good, man, and also Kyrie Jackson. So, I've talked about how I did have reservations about Kyrie Jackson in the draft, but I love the kid. He's hilarious. He's gonna be asked to do a very specific job and role in this Flores defense, beat up receivers on the outside, and it's gonna be great. It's going to be great, man. So, Vikings draft class, and also we'll get into a couple of UDFA. So, I mean, there's not a ton. Just piecing together everything from the media coverage as well as sauces. But McCarthy working with the threes behind Sam Darnold with the 1s and Nick Mullins with the 2s. And McCarthy, like, it's good that I love his attitude. I love his work ethic. He knows what he doesn't know. And he's coming humble. He's going to put in that work. He's not out here rah-rah, sis, boom, bah. He knows that this isn't his team yet, and he has to wait for his shot, and he has to earn his shot. And that's what's great about Kevin O'Connell, too. And we always gave Zim flack. It was like, oh, he doesn't play the rookies. It's like, oh, the rookies, right? But I feel like there has to be a process where the young player earns their spot, earns their playing time, earns their starting role. Doesn't just have it handed to them. But also, they can't just be discounted because they're rookies. Like, if they're ready to go, they're ready to go. If they earned it, they earned it, as opposed to having it handed to them. But once they do earn it, give it to them. All right. So I think that's where Kevin O'Connell and Zimmer do divert. But KOC has talked about how there's going to be a regimented process every single day. There's landmarks and check marks that McCarthy has to fulfill before he gets on the field. Now, ideally, Sam Darnold comes out and slings it, and McCarthy gets a full redshirt season effectively. But if McCarthy has a chance to rise up, we'll see. But probably won't be at OTAs. I do think that McCarthy will be relegated to the threes of the entire 3 OTA weeks, as well as mandatory minicamp. Maybe there'll start to be some separation in training camp and some rising up, but we'll see. But either way, the beat writers are very impressed by his arm. He does have a little bit of smoke there. Also, the mobility, making plays on the move, play action. It's looking good. It's looking crisp, and there's a lot to work with. Obviously, there's some dings, there's some rookie mistakes here or there, but I feel like McCarthy is definitely one who's going to be his toughest critic and also learn from his mistakes. And I think that he's a guy that's going to rapidly ascend. Also rapidly. So, Dallas Turner's been getting some work with the 1s because Andrew Van Ginkel been sidelined with a minor foot issue. So it's been Grenard and Dallas Turner with the 1s. Right. So you could say, like, well, first round pick having it handed to him. Nah. Because even though the Vikings do have like Patrick Jones II, they do have Andre Carter II, etc. Like Turner's gonna be that guy. And there's a reason why Brian Flores was so happy and fired up when the Vikings were able to maneuver get him at number 17. Also, what's great, Turner's a lot like McCarthy in that he's humble, he's very inquisitive. He doesn't feel like he was born on third base and think that he hit a triple. So he's asking questions of Grenard, who's sort of taking him under his wing as a mentor. Of course, Grenard worked with Will Anderson's guy and teammate Dallas Turner's guy and teammate Will Anderson with the Texans last year. Worked out pretty good. All right, and I think Turner is cut from the same cloth, both as a physical freak as well as someone who's going to put in the work. And Turner is always in the ear of Pettin. He's always in the ear of PJ2, always in the ear of Grenard, just looking for tips and tricks, just trying to get better. And that's what you want. That's what you want, man. So, I feel like the Vikings have done a good job over the last couple of years of really getting high-character dudes who want to put in the work. It's like, yes, you can be flashy. after you put in the work. Like, just don't think that you're going to have everything handed to you. It's also great. Kyrie Jackson working with the threes, although, Flores has talked glowingly about Jackson, given his size and physicality on the outside. Walter Rouse has been with the third team at left tackle. Now, I do think that Rouse could rise up a bit. I think that he could eventually become that swing tackle. Quisenberry has been very valuable over last season, so it may not be this year, but also, knocking on all the wood, hate to say it, but Darrisaw hasn't played a complete season through his first 3 years, so having a backup tackle that you're comfortable with, it is very important. But I feel like Rouse has an edge to him. I feel like Rouse is really, really damn good. It's going to surprise a lot of people. Will Rockerd, the kicker from Alabama, been rotating in with John Parker Romo. Michael Juergens, been working with the threes at left guard. And then Levi Drake Rodriguez been working with the scout team. Basically, like in every highlight clip, you see LDR holding pads, but hopefully he'll get in a little bit more work in full team drills as OTAs go along and as we head into training camp. And then also, not really much gathered from the UDFAs. Gabriel Murphy's been rotating in with the threes at times and been looking pretty good. But other than that, hasn't been a ton there. Although, remember, they gave Deshaun Jones a ton of guaranteed money. So really watch for him in that wide receiver competition, right? So obviously, it's hard to say that McCarthy's going to go to the Hall of Fame after 1 week of OTAs, but Canton bound. Canton bound, baby. That's right. But your thoughts are thoughts. Take a look at the Vikings rookies after 1 week of OTAs. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and everyone's thoughts. You guys know what to do. Skol, production value.